Hi, welcome to AFTV. You've joined us for the preview of the Arsenal vs Man United third round in the FA Cup preview. Now, intros. Hi, it's not good right now, but try and bring a slight smile on one of your faces. Let's go into this. I thought it was quite rude to get rid of Vinistoroy, but they brought Ruben Amorim. This Sunday we take on his Red Devils, and we're gonna need more than Jesus to hopefully get a win. Let's get into this, people. Let's discuss.
What?
Was that really?
Even the woman shocked. I know.
Yeah, she's not. She didn't like that one.
She stopped eating her crisps.
I don't get it. I didn't get that one.
It was a long one. He's overthinking it.
Yeah, it was a rush one this week.
Rude, Nistelrooy.
Yeah.
He brought Ruben Amorim.
Ruben Amorim.
And then he
Red
just went
Devils,
Red Devils,
with Jesus Sunday. Holy day, you know what I mean? Anyway, right.
It's too cold for the show.
You know when a manager's on the way out?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like with Cecil at the moment.
Yeah.
The
Talking
host
about
on the way out.
No, what you mean? No, what you mean? No. I'm here to stay.
Cecil out's going to start soon. They're going to be bringing banners into the comment section soon.
Long live Cecil. Now listen, if that didn't make you smile, then please check out Turkish's
Do
fan
you
cam.
think that's going to make them smile after we lost 2-0 in the
No, of
Carabao
course
Cup
not.
here?
Of course not. And I'll be honest. This preview is probably going to be a bit. Well, it's not going to be. It's just going to be truthful. It's going to be quite down. I have a lot to say about the last performance. We're not going to talk about that. We have to talk about the Man United game. It's a preview for it in the FA Cup in the third round. I did say if they want to smile, they can check your biscuits because that was sensational. That's on his channel, Turkish LDN. Make sure you check it out. Good fan cam after the game. Yeah, it's funny. Anyway, right, this game, just let me just get all the context out of the way for what it is. It's the third round. There's no VAR in this game. There's no replays. So the game has to be decided, obviously, on Sunday. There'll be extra time and then penalties if it's a draw and whatnot. And I've seen your predictions, but we'll get to that in the end. Let's get into this game. Off the back of what we've seen in the League Cup, Turkish, what are your thoughts ahead of this game against Man United?
We've got to win it, man. It's another competition. Well, it's one of two competitions now that I think. I was about to say we've still got a chance in, but again, the Champions League, I can't even say that until we see what's what with the knockout stages and where we land and who we get. So really, at this moment in time, Premier League, Carabao Cup, and FA Cup, our biggest hope is in the FA Cup. We need to rely on Liverpool to start, dropping points in the league, albeit they haven't looked themselves last couple of games. So maybe the light at the end of the tunnel there has become brighter for some. It doesn't take a lot for some as well.
Champions League is a big art. I know you just mentioned, this is the game that's a must win, but Champions League even is a big arts with the teams that will be in it and face us at some point, considering what we saw against Newcastle. I mean, like Lee said, there's going to be better teams that come here in that.
Well, realistically, we ain't winning the Champions League. As much as I say it comes down to, we ain't going to fucking win it.
Okay, I just want you to be honest. So, truthful.
Let's get that one in there. This ain't the season that we're going to do that, unless it just happens to be a flash in the pan Champions League year where, a club that's far off, the best team in Europe wins it. Because at this moment in time, we're far off being the best team in this country at this moment in time, let alone being the best team in Europe. So you look at our form, it's not great, and by that I mean performances, because a lot of people will throw results into there and say that Newcastle was our first loss in how long, and console themselves and wrap themselves in cotton wool as much as they can. Again, it doesn't take a lot for some to do that. I don't think it's a time for that. The word crisis comes to mind because listen, FA Cup, we need to win this game against United. We need to get through to that next round just to park it off a little bit, and then it's back to the league where, again, our hopes are dwindling, considering how many opportunities we've had to cut it down to Liverpool and we haven't. Yeah. So sorry to start on this bad tone, but
don't apologise. And I'm doing you on Forever Arsenal. Don't be sorry, because I think the mood amongst us three here, it may not be the mood of the whole fan base. Of course not. We're never going to blanket statement people, but like I feel exactly the same. It feels like some people say crisis too soon. Cecil, come on, you're normally the beacon of positivity where you can be, but that Newcastle result feels like it could be, well, it's things that I've kind of been feeling throughout the whole season, but trying to cover up with positivity. And I'm now seeing this could be the start of something, I think could be a bit of a downfall for Arsenal. I see James shivering over in the corner. I want to get your thoughts ahead of this game against Man United.
It's very cold, isn't it?
It's freezing. I can see you shivering.
Yeah, I mean, okay, shall we try put some positives on it? And I don't feel particularly positive about the season, but we're looking for some. Second in the league. I mean, I've known Arsenal a lot worse. Carabao Cup semi-final, we're as good as out of it, but never say never, I suppose. The FA Cup, listen, Liverpool just had a bad result in the Cup at Tottenham. Actually, I think they've had 2 bad results. Man City, I know they're looking to do business in the window. We know they're not having the season that they want to be having, so who knows? And this is our competition. This is a competition that we've traditionally always done very well in, even in our darkest of days. And who knows with the Champions League? It's got to be a first time for everyone, and actually we've performed quite well in it this year. So, yeah, I don't think it's crisis. I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I just think the problem is that we've got this incredibly pent-up frustration at the same problems that we identified 2 years ago not being addressed today. And so wanting to take the next step, it's not only that in football, stagnation is regression. You're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. So we've pretty much got the same team as last season, but that's not good enough because teams find you out. And that's why I think we feel so frustrated and like we feel like we're not really going to get much better than this, and that it can only really be going one way because we haven't added the necessary players, and the players that had found something in the last year or so have been found out in the way we kind of potentially expected them to be. But we're not a bad football team. I think the Newcastle game, I was tearing my hair out because what other performance sums up Arsenal more than this one? You know, basically lacking a bit of creativity, but actually we still have enough to create 3-4 good chances, but we're not clinical enough. But ultimately we kind of get found out in a game because we kind of approach the game in the same way all the time, and we're sort of watching the same things. We get frustrated about it. So is that going to improve suddenly for Man United at home?
It's going to have to. They're going to have to find a way.
Arteta's found solutions in his time at Arsenal, but this is one where I feel like this is going to be one of the hardest ones to solve. How do you suddenly make Havertz a clinical goal scorer? How do you suddenly access the penalty area and central areas better? You know, all we ever do is go around the wings. You know, how do we suddenly find a way to play through teams? How does Ødegaard become... Actually, to be fair, he could become a top creator. How does Rice become the 8 we need? I mean, maybe these things could happen, but the reality is it feels like player quality and recruitment is going to be our biggest step forward. I don't think that's going to happen.
Sorry to cut you, but imagine all that chasing the right fucking profile, and we ain't got the right profile in so many positions. We ain't got a right 8.
We touched on this in forever, didn't we?
The right 9. We ain't really got the right left wing.
Touched on it in the last preview as well.
We're chasing the, you know. Fans need to take some accountability here.
You could argue we haven't got the right 6
for years.
I mean, I think Declan Rice is superb, but you know, there's half the fan base saying he's not good enough on the ball, and there's half the fan base saying Partey and Jorginho aren't good enough off the ball.
But I think
we've got a plethora of options in that position. Yet there's debate around one of the best, most stocked areas of our team.
But that's because Arteta wanted to change him from the 6, which I think he was most confident in, to be this 8 that does everything else and not what.
But I didn't mind that last season because he got the 8 wrong when he signed Havertz, and so what he basically. There you go.
See, but this is
so. He said, "Might get him out." Okay, so yeah, he supports. I was wondering if he supports Arsenal or not.
So he was, you know,
Havertz is wow.
He got the Havertz one wrong, so he had to readdress the balance, and that meant playing Jorginho or Partey, moving Rice out to the 8. I didn't mind that last season,
but is he
but
not
now he's signed Mourinho, and you know, and he doesn't want to use him, and yeah. Anyway,
but I see him better as a 6, and granted, Partey's been so good at the start of the season that I understand why he played that midfield. I know Lee said him for Arsenal. I'm happy with the midfield. I actually am with Lee there. I'm quite happy with the midfield. It's just there's a problem when Rice has to do everything and he's covering all this ground.
Where's our Morgan Rogers? Where's our Tillman?
I know you keep saying this.
Because we don't have that. So how can we be happy with the midfield when we lack a profile that is
because when that midfield is firing, I think that midfield is actually it's a very good midfield, and you see it when they're at their best. And I hear you're saying about that profile, I hear that, but the problem for me has been the attackers, has been the striker situation, has been the left winger. So go on.
Let's try and actually look at genuine solutions right now for what we know for this game. Man United at home, FA Cup. There are things he could do, and no one's going to like. They're not pretty, but I mean, now I think about it, I mean, could you give Martinelli a run up front? I know it's just another scraping of the barrel, but could you try something different there?
Diaz is doing it for Liverpool, and he was doing it for Liverpool and doing it fine.
Could you play Trossard on the left, but give him an overlapping fullback? Whether you ask Calafiori to do that, whether you ask Skelly to do that, whether you bring Tierney back in. I don't know. Could you play Ødegaard? I mean, I think his future's as an 8, but could you put him not out as the right central midfielder on that touchline, trying to combine with, well, it's not Saka, but whoever's out there? Could you actually get him in the 10? and see if he can float another pocket. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, but I don't think Arteta's ever going to tear up his own rule book and just come up with something completely
No, I don't
new.
think so either.
I don't think he's going to do that, but there's things he could try. The other thing is that these players are not playing to the... Okay, they might not be the answer long term, and they might not be the answer to win the Premier League title, but from an attacking perspective, they're also playing below their level.
Yeah.
We know Trossard, Martinelli, even Havertz is better than this. Jesus is better than this, and actually, to be fair, we've seen it in recent weeks. So maybe it's about getting more from them. But we've got to find a way. We can't go out this competition.
Well, this is it. Frankly, right, we're playing Man United, who, if I'm being real, how I feel right now, I saw Newcastle when we played them as a bit of a better side, a complete side, more informed when I was reading for my prediction. This game, I actually think Arsenal have better players than Man United. Some may argue that, you may not. You may argue, you may not. I don't know. But I actually believe if we turn up, we're a better team than Man United. The one difference I'm worried about is that when I watched them against Liverpool, they showed fight and passion and desire. Not to say that we can't do that, but if we don't show fight and desire and passion at home, by the way, and United do come here and they give it their all, it could be a techie game where it could go to a draw and we might scrape through, or they might scrape through.
But this is my problem. I don't think Arsenal are lacking fight. I don't think these players are not trying. I don't think that. I just think they've been a bit found out.
Why did you predict a draw on Forever Arsenal? Do you think with the because you predicted a 1-1?
Quality. There's a lack of quality. There's a lack of
So
quality.
do Man United have better quality than Arsenal?
No, it's not.
So
it's quality is in being found out as well and having more than just one idea. Arsenal's plan A, when it ticks, is great, but the problem is it's been our same plan A for maybe the last 18 months, and now there's, teams are onto it. Again, I didn't think we played badly against Newcastle. That was never my frustration. I never looked at the Newcastle game, who are a good side, by the way, and thought that we were poor. We could have scored 3-4 on the day ourselves. The problem was that when we didn't take those chances in the first half, or kind of early in the second, we then run out of ideas, and basically their quality came through because Isak and Gordon needed less to do more. And that's where we fall short. It's not, and Arsenal, the players were trying on Tuesday, and I've got no doubt about that. Even against Brighton, I think they were trying. I think they were shattered. Brentford, we won the game through pure trying. I don't think we looked brilliant on the ball then. We just fought for it, and we got the win.
It felt like Newcastle had a bit more
quality and idea in what they want to do, and conviction in what they wanted to do. They had a better idea of it all, and they had more quality to it.
Did it seem like it meant more to them than it did to the Arsenal players?
No,
I know you're saying
it didn't
see
feel
that.
It didn't feel that way. I didn't look at an Arsenal team that wasn't trying. Look, Newcastle could and should have been 2-0 down if Martinelli scores and Timber doesn't blast it over the bar from this far away.
Yeah.
And then we're going, wow, well done. Arsenal made a decent start in this game, and Newcastle, I think, had the Joe Linton chance, but that was kind of it up until they scored. And I'm not trying to listen, Newcastle were very good. They executed their game plan better than we did. But what I'm saying is the fight's there from this Arsenal team, but you can't. What did I say on Forever Arsenal? Someone actually put in the comments. You can't. Quality will catch up with you. That's what I said. Yeah. Quality will catch up with you. It just will, and it has in quite a few games recently, and actually for most of this season.
It's interesting.
That's my biggest concern.
It's interesting. I didn't want to I'm not questioning the players' application when it comes to trying in a fixture. But when I actually watched the Man City versus Arsenal game, and the way that we're throwing our bodies in front of the ball and all of that, and how we were in that game compared to what I saw at Newcastle. I saw Botman and diving and block with his heart and his passion. I could see him wanting to stop Arsenal in any way.
But that's game state too, in the nicest way. That's also the away team. You're a bit deeper, so you're going to get more of those glorious blocks, shots at goal and throwing your head at everything. Arsenal, the Etihad had to do that. I think Arsenal. I'm sounding like a broken record. I think we showed fight, but it's just not. That's great. Well done to the players for it. But it's not. There needs to be quality. There needs to be more ideas from the manager. There needs to be an injection of something. Whether it's Arteta's ideas, like last season when he did mix it up from an idea perspective. I think that only takes us so far. It's players, unfortunately.
Turkish, I think it's come to you, and I do want to mention as well that.
Let me ask you two something. Monday morning, we're at the FA Cup.
Oh, for goodness sake!
That was
gonna be my. Oh.
Because at the end of the day, nothing's going to happen to him.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie to you. We cannot lose against United on Sunday. The goal this season is win something, and to be honest with you, FA Cup really wasn't what we was looking to win this season in terms of the expectation after 21 years or after 5 years or after 6 years from being excited, whatever way you want to look at it, or after 7 years since they've become full owners.
Carabao Cup wasn't either for you then.
It
as
wasn't
well.
either, but what I'm saying is it would have been nice to couple up a couple of domestic ones, considering it looks like we're not going to win one of the two majors, Premier League or Champions League. If we go out of the FA Cup on Sunday, yeah, nothing's going to happen, you're right, but something should happen, because that is unacceptable. We cannot go out of the FA Cup, more or less out of the Carabao Cup. The league's not looking likely, all in January. That stinks.
So you're saying
it is all
that
feeling like
stinks.
it's on this kind of like.
And you're not signing a player on top of that.
Yeah, that's the big one. But then to sack a manager before the North London derby, I mean,
It's not about, no, I'm not, listen, it's not about, what I'm saying should happen is his position needs to be questioned.
That's fair.
Not
That's
by us,
fair.
because
That's
it's
fair.
already happening
Yeah,
by
that's
me
fair.
and others around.
fair.
It needs to happen by the higher ups, because we're always making excuses. Oh, now it's Edu that was the cause of it, because it's easy to blame Edu. Now he's gone. No one can say Edu was the cause of our Finn squad. Arteta's told us out of his mouth. We all knew it was Finn, but he's also told us best owners. He's also told us maximise every window. But now we're saying January. There's too many contradictions happening in the last 5 months that I do not like. It stinks.
Yeah, fair.
Of eras of past, and I don't mean the great eras of past. It stinks of the ones that have always let man down.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, we cannot go out of the FA Cup on Sunday. That's it, bottom line. That we cannot do that.
On United quickly. I mean, I watched that game against Liverpool, as we all did,
Yeah.
and I really admired United. Now, it's funny because this is one of their worst campaigns in their history. I mean, certainly since I've been watching football.
100%.
And it's felt like Amrin was really struggling to get his ideas across at first, which is to be expected, new system, new manager, whatever. But it felt like it all clicked against Liverpool. And even defensively, Liverpool had some chance in the game. So it wasn't that United was super tight. Actually, what was more impressive about them was how they got on the ball and played. They went to Anfield and
went for it.
They did. They got on the ball, they played, they had a go. They were well worthy of their 2 goals, could easily have had a third or a fourth in that game. Now, Liverpool had chances too, there's no question. The McAllister one we talked about the other day. And there was...
Virgil had one, did he not?
Van
Dijk
Dijk from set piece.
Yep.
So Arsenal, even if they just match what they did against Newcastle, have chance in this game. My biggest concern is that if the confidence isn't in this team, United actually get on the ball and play a little bit because of what they did at Anfield. They'll kind of back themselves to do that. So it's a difficult one for Arteta to balance in terms of the 11 as well. We're doing a predict 11. We're going to
We'll do a predict video. We'll do a predict 11, and we'll
video.
look at some options.
And trying to predict what he's going to do is going to be interesting, because I almost think you're better off trying to get your most technical players on the pitch and stopping United getting on the ball, because there are chances to be created there. But yeah, United were very good at Anfield, and if they replicate that, we'll be, it'll be tricky. But I think this Arsenal team will respond.
It's frustrating because I think we have the quality. Like I said, I think we have the quality to beat Man United. I think the thing for me as well, this is the FA Cup. This is something I used to be like the 4 Arsenal Cup. I hear Robbie saying our trophy this and all that and all those things there. But it's funny. I think United, for me, I just want to knock them out because they're on 13 as well. They're on 13 FA Cups. They could level if they go on and win this. Again, could be an unlikely shout. If they go and win this, they level Arsenal's 14 FA Cups. So please, Arsenal, if you can, let's just get rid of them. Let's get the game won. You're right. You don't want to wake up on Monday and have a defeat to Man United.
People don't understand. I don't think people are aware of the position our season is in at the moment. But let's just beat United.
And it's mad
It could so easily swing the other way as well. If Arsenal do 1 or 2 things better,
I don't know.
We ain't got the squad for it.
I don't know.
I agree.
What would they need to do to swing it the other way? Obviously beat United, beat Spurs. You probably have to beat Villa, and then make it.
It's like
if you
2
need
or
to
3
make
of our
signings as
forwards
well.
discover some form and we sign a player. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's we don't have terrible footballers at this club. We've got good footballers. If 2 of them, 2 forwards, say Ødegaard and Havertz, discover some form, or Martinelli and Trossard. So if 2 discover form and we suddenly start to look somewhat clinical in front of goal, you bring in 1 forward, we win 3-4 games in a row, which we're capable of doing, like, things will look different. Okay, put the Carabao Cup behind. I really wanted to win it.
So did I.
Copium, it's the one I wanted to win the least. Let's go for everything else. The Champions League and FA Cup isn't in. They're still all to play for. And the Premier League, dare I say, Liverpool have shown a few weaknesses.
Okay.
I know we have. We all know we have.
I'm glad you said
But how
that.
about how about we actually try fix our
I'm glad
problems?
you said that.
Oh, for sure. But why don't we try fix our problems and play? Look, don't piss away the season. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you said
Arsenal,
I
the
think-
fans, everyone. Like, let's try. I mean, come on. There's still plenty to go for.
I'm glad you. Thank you for that, because sometimes I need that when I'm in moods
But
like
it's
this.
not even. I mean, us as fans, it's copium. But for the players, that's got to be like a job requirement to think that way.
Did that last 10 minutes against Brighton look like these players think that way, or do you?
They
do that?
have to.
Yeah, but broski, they've had many
get
moments
it.
to show that,
I
and
get
they
it.
haven't now.
And they have to carry on.
They didn't
They've
show
got
it
to
against
keep
Brighton,
trying.
Newcastle. So you
I
know,
get you.
You're right.
Totally.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
But they've needed to do that.
But I'll keep demanding they do.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Even if we're 6 points behind with 3
Of course,
games to
the
go.
demand has to be
they've
there,
gotta
because the
keep-
moment they stop.
Yes, exactly.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, you say keep doing that. They need to start doing that.
Yeah,
they
well,
need to
yeah,
understand the season is on the
Yeah.
they need to understand.
They must know.
You use,
They all
use
know.
the word pissing away the season. They need to understand they're midstream right now. The fucking the piss has started.
What an image.
Yeah, it's
What an image.
midstream.
What an image.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You go out of the FA Cup, it fucking lands on the floor.
Okay.
Do you understand?
To the viewers.
It lands on the floor and the puddle starts forming.
Apologise for the
they
metaphor.
So I don't see that they clocked their pissing away the season in the last 10-15 against Brighton. I didn't clock it against Newcastle either, because they're still stringently following Arteta's instructions, which some might say they're still playing for the manager, there's still the fight there for him. You mentioned earlier they are working hard. They are, but they're working hard, not smart, I guess you can call it, or working hard to nothing at this moment in time. It's just.
You'll go down as one of England's great speakers. You will.
I'm
I
David
thought my
Shakespeare
poetry.
and,
you
I
know
really
what?
thought I'd
All
worked
these
so
ones.
hard to get the poetry and he just comes with streaming anyway.
midstream. That's what we are, man. It's definitely not. We're not holding it in right now.
No,
You
no,
man saying we're holding it in
no.
because we're fucking basically at the Carabao. The league 6
I feel
points
so
away.
inspired.
No problem.
It's like listening to Winston Churchill.
Turkish in the change room giving this speech would be brilliant to the players. But anyway, let's look past. At least thank you for putting a smile on my face. I've been
I'm
in a
not fucking
dejected
trying
mood.
to put a smile on anyone's face, bro. I'm serious.
I know, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I'm with
I know
you.
it sounds funny, yeah, because the way I put things is funny sometimes, and this might give me a lisp as well. But listen to the words. Like, put subtitles on this, and just maybe mute me, and then they can just read it and understand. And maybe it's the way I say things. But
Listen to the words.
Midstream pissing away this season. That is a fact. Sunday, it will land if we go out.
Okay, let's get score predictions.
2-2.
You said 2-2 on Friday, yeah, and you said 1-1.
1-1, but I think we'll go through.
Yeah, funny. I'm
1-1 after
with you.
90.
They're exactly the
Yeah.
same. 1-1, and we scrape through it because I think we have better quality than Man United.
Do you know what this is? I think this game will remind me of Porto. Do you remember?
Oh,
do you remember the stress of Porto? I was at
We had
that
to
game.
penalties.
Oh my word! That
we were
was
standing
just-
up in a hut. Oh, you
Carnage.
weren't there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
weren't there.
the watch along huddle. Yeah, I remember, I saw the pictures.
You don't see me.
Right, do
He
you know
was
what?
there. He was just sat down. But
You think I would have? Yeah, you don't know me, man.
Right, that's it for this preview. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and hopefully it's brought you a bit of a smile in the times where fans probably feel
Don't
dejected.
smile. Hopefully,
No, you can't tell
hopefully
people
you're
not
not
to smile.
smiling.
You can't-
This ain't a fucking comedy show.
No, I know,
Our
but-
club is fucking about. Don't smile, people. If you're thinking about Arsenal, we shouldn't be smiling. If you're thinking about your kids or the new year you just had, or your birthday coming up, or your family, friends, and you're linking up on the weekend, smile. Arsenal, don't smile. Nothing is funny right now. So don't hope that they're smiling about Arsenal. Because if
it's
they
not
are
about
smiling
Arsenal.
about Arsenal, screw loose.
Have a happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
We'll see you soon.
See you in a bit.